On January 1st, 1910, His Majesty, the King Alfonso XIII, inaugurated the Hotel Alhambra Palace. The hotel was built by the Duke of San Pedro de Galatino, aristocrat, politician, businessman, and especially great visionary of his time. The Duke finally realized one of his dreams. By then, 18,000 tourists a year visited the Alhambra. Therefore, this work represents the perfect complement to the emerging romantic tourism of the time. The Duke of San Pedro de Galatino was the key figure in our history. The Duke predicted that tourism would be a great industry and the main factors would be the Alhambra and the Sierra Nevadas. He was absolutely correct. Besides the Hotel Alhambra Palace, he also built a hotel in the Sierra Nevadas called Hotel del Duque, which was equipped with its own power station, and as incredible as it may seem, for the time, he also created a tram to transport clients from Granada to the Sierra Nevadas. All of it designed, developed, and built by the Duke himself with his own resources. The Duke was also involved in politics. He was one of the great advocates for the restoration of the monarchy in Spain. Until the end of his life, he was also involved in the business and industrial life of Granada, developing, among other things, a sugar industry and making improvements to product management of the fertile plain of Granada. And he himself finally built, utilizing his own resources, our hotel, the Alhambra Palace, the first iron structure building in Andalusia. From 1910 on, the Duke managed the hotel with great success and transformed through the hotel casino into the institutional, social, and cultural center of the city of Granada. Through the theater cinema ran the fun nightlife of Granada, welcoming luminaries such as Federico Garcia Lorca, Manuel de Falla, José María Rodríguez Acosta, Ángel Barrios, and many others. In 1923, the President of the government and General Primo de Rivera banned gambling, and the Duke was forced to close the casino, the main source of income for his business. The Duke, a man of strong character, bravely declared General Rivera was persona non grata, but this did not solve the problem. The hotel kept on until the early 30s, date on which it reached lease agreement with the USA chain, specializing in luxury hotels in Spain, and assuming management of the facility for almost 50 years. In April 1936, the Duke died, and 3 months later the Spanish Civil War broke out. The widowed Duchess, Fernanda de Salabert and Arteaga, donated the hotel without any formal inventory to the military. The hotel became a hospital for 3 years. On the roof of the hotel building were painted red crosses. In this manner, the widowed Duchess, without realizing it, saved the building from aerial bombardments. The Civil War ended and the hotel reopened in 1942. From that moment on, the hotel enjoyed its most glamorous epoch, becoming an international emblem for luxury tourism, and evolved to the mythical Alhambra Palace of today. If there is something that we can be proud of, it is our golden guest book. It is impossible to mention all the important people that have signed it. But it is worth mentioning distinguished members of the world royalty, starting with King Alfonso XIII, his son Juan, Conde of Barcelona, his nephew and King of Spain, Juan Carlos I, and Queen Sofia, and his great-grandson, now our King, Felipe VI de Bourbon. Other royalty that have graced our halls have been King Aga Khan, the Kings of Belgium, of Sweden, of Saudi Arabia, Prince of Wales, the King of Morocco, and Qatar. Other dignitaries that have stayed at the palace include presidents of governments such as Charles de Gaulle of France, Batista of Cuba, Kekkonen of Finland, the President of the Sudan and Indonesia, Prime Ministers such as Aldo Moro of Italy, and Eva Perón, the First Lady of Argentina. Great personalities such as Dalai Lama, Rockefeller, or Stephen Hawking, the Spanish national soccer team, writers such as Federico Garcia Lorca, Jean Cocteau, Mario Vargas Llosa, musicians such as Cole Porter, Manuel de Falla, Ataulfo Argenta, Arthur Rubinstein, Herbert von Karajan, Rostropovich, Zubin Mehta, Daniel Baerboim, Placido Domingo, and Montserrat Caballé, and especially great stars of Hollywood such as Tyrone Power, Laurence Olivier, Vivian Leigh, Burt Lancaster, Yul Brynner, Charles Bronson, Rock Hudson, Glenn Ford, Jimmy Stewart, Anthony Quinn, Orson Welles, Henry Fonda, Lauren Bacall, Marcello Mastroianni, Sophia Loren, Jean-Paul Belmondo, William Dafoe, Alec Guinness, Cantinflas, Faye Dunaway, and Brad Pitt. All of them honored us with their visit and enjoyed the Hotel Alhambra Palace. All of them were attended by 5 different generations of Granada, which still continue with pride carrying the torch of the hotel service excellence. At the beginning of the year 1980, the heirs of San Pedro de Galatino took over the hotel management directly. Therefore, in 2014, the Alhambra Palace became the second oldest hotel actively managed in Spain and the only one that has continued with the same owners for its 104 years of history.